Hey, what up, y'all? Yo, I know a lot of times, in today's world, it's very fast paced, it's very efficient, you know, people getting things done and getting them done right now. So, in this type of a climate that we're in, people kind of overlook the massive value of holding space. And to hold space is very simple. It's kind of like a abstract term. If you're not familiar with it, be like, hold space. How do you hold space? I don't get it. Space is everywhere, ain't it? But it's real simple. It's just holding space for somebody else so that way they can be, really. You know what it is? Maybe some people are going through it and they're having a tough time dealing with certain shit that's going on in their life. Their job don't provide no space for them to hold, or their job don't hold no space for them, so that way they can be free and freely speak about what it is they're going through, or freely feel what's actually happening in their lives. And in order to do that, you need a space for it. A lot of times you'll hear people be like, "Oh, listen, I don't have the mental space for that right now," and that's a pretty accurate comparison of how important it is to have space, because you need space, whether it's mental space, emotional space, outer space, but most importantly, it's inner space. And holding space for somebody else allows you to cultivate an inner space for someone else. It's like practicing compassion or just practicing listening. Very often, especially being a dude, a lot of times in our very imbalanced world, women may talk about their day and their dude may try to present a solution. You've heard that story a million times in TV shows, in stand-up specials. Comedians will talk about it. Just listen to her. They just want to be listened to. They don't want to be they don't want solutions thrown their way and things of that general nature. And truth is, holding space is wildly important, because without a space or a place for it to go, it stays bottled up in us. Not fully digested, definitely not processed, not felt. It's just kind of it'll stagnate your energy, because it becomes a blockage when we don't put our emotions into motion by getting them out one way or another in a healthy form. I don't mean getting them out. Let me give you guys a quick example. Let's say you had a rough day. Your boss was making you feel real insecure about what you're capable of doing. That triggers an emotional response. Maybe an emotion of inferiority, right? And you'll have this feeling, and that feeling is fine. It's okay to feel all feelings. They're good for us. I know it's going to sound crazy, but they are. But that feeling of inferiority, if it is attached to a belief, then it will not be released, because the belief will keep it with you. Like, the feeling of inferiority is fine, but if you really do have a belief that you're not worthy of anything or anything in particular because of something happened to you once, well, that belief is going to prevent you from releasing that emotion of inferiority. And the beliefs we need to uninstall. Beliefs are bullshit. They're programming that keeps us very limited. And our feelings are drawn to these beliefs. Or should I say, I'm sorry, our feelings exist, but our whole perspective in life revolves around these beliefs. So if you have a belief that is harmful to you, that you cannot get rid of, and you have an emotion, they're going to cling together and they're going to intertwine. Whether they are in fact connected or not, they're just going to. which is why it's important to hold space. Because if that person was indeed feeling inferior, and they had a friend who would hold space for them, somebody who would really listen, not somebody who's like, yo, stop complaining, bro, we need to fucking make this money and blah blah blah. Not anybody dismissive, but somebody who truly listened, and as they listened was like, yeah, you know what, that's true. Even offer perspectives. It's all got to be very soft and gentle. It cannot be aggressive. It cannot be like, yeah, you got a point, but he's an asshole, so who cares? It can't be like that, man. That's not holding space. That's holding solution that you're shoving down someone's space. It's not the same thing. Because I feel like it's okay to hold space for somebody if they're feeling inferior, and, you know, they're talking about their day at work that, you know, produced that feeling in them. And in this, when you hold space for somebody, you hold space for their emotions. And I try my best, when given the opportunity, to also point out the programming that's preventing the emotion from releasing. Not a solution, but a quick perspective shift. I'm out of the solution game, baby. That's it. I'm done. I'm done trying to solve people's issues. I can't do it. When I try, I fail even harder. It's not for me. But I can hold space. I can hold space for whatever it is that you're feeling. And I'm holding space for the emotion, the feeling. Sometimes people will bypass how they're feeling and go right to blaming somebody about how they're feeling. And it's hard to hold space for that, because then you're not holding space for an emotion. You're holding a space for something that I really don't like, victim mentality. You're holding space for a belief that they're not worthy, and they're asking you to confirm this belief by talking down about somebody else and giving them reason to further their belief that they're not worthy because someone else, oh, it's not you, your boss is an asshole, it's your boss, it's always someone else, it's always something else. And though I'm not trying to tell you to be like, yo, he was yelling at you because you were being a dick or anything like that, it's just you have to strip away the beliefs that are skewing your vision and see it for what it is. Because once you're able to see it for what it is, it all comes in alignment, and you're able to have clarity in what happened, as well as what may happen, as well as how you reacted, as well as maybe some insights to yourself. Like, wait a second, why do I believe like I'm not good enough when he was obviously taking his bad day out on me, or whatever it might be. But it's always something that we have to shift our perspective, okay? Because we usually do X, Y, and Z. But X, Y, and Z is not helping us, because you're still in this position where we're looking for solutions. Still doing X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z. And then we're sick of the end of the alphabet. But there's so much more that, you know, we want fresh new beginnings, but we keep talking X, Y, and Z. That's the end. We need to start talking ABC. You know what I mean? But I feel like holding space is a good tool to be able to switch your perspectives, you know? I often, I don't have a lot of people who can hold space for me. And I realize the importance of holding space, because without somebody to kind of reflect this back to me and offer that perspective, I only have my own perspective. So essentially, not only am I talking to myself, but I'm repeating myself. And I know the truth is I need to stop both of those things. I need to stop the talking, which comes from the thinking. And it's just recycling. It's me going back to me about me. There's too much. It's not getting it done. The me train is not a productive, successful one. I need an our train. Maybe an us train. Maybe the we train. But on my own, I've gone as far as I can. And we all kind of hit that road. So if anybody needs space to be held, just so you could really open up. That's what it's about. It's about opening up to something. If you're able to open up, accept truth, and maybe in the space that's being held for you, grow a little bit in it. There's a lot of room. The space is a big space. It's meant to be big. It's meant to be grown into. But that's enough of my ramblings. Just remember the importance of holding space. It's wildly important. I would give my fucking left hand. I would give my left hand. So just remember, hold space for those that you care about. You know, don't try and solve them. Don't try and fix their trauma. That's my problem. I see trauma pop up left and right, and I go, oh wow, this person's awfully mad for a situation that doesn't call for it. What's the trigger of the anger? Where's it come from? Why are you really mad? And I go down a little rabbit hole of forcing them to look at shit differently, or maybe forcing them to look at things that they didn't have any interest in looking in the first place. Now I'm forcing my own techniques on others, and then calling them cowards for not being able to do it. It's really fucked up, man. It's not my intention. And it's not how to properly hold space for anybody. So my sincerest apologies for those who I failed to hold space for. And man, I know there's been a lot. There's been many. But every day try to do better, right? All of us. I love you guys. Very much, man. Like, without y'all, I wouldn't have nobody. So I do love you.